Thank you for coming here today. This is my game design presentation created for adventure games. Before we go into my own game design, we're going to talk about some key considerations that should be taken in when designing a game. My first kind of point is the game should just be full of continuous challenges that lead on to other challenges that lead on to different side quests. This will hopefully keep players hooked in and want to keep playing the game. You don't want them to lose interest. Some players, when playing games, will take into consideration of how the game is shown. Is there a storyline? Is there a role they can fill? And this sometimes could be shown as certain game elements, such as badges or points or even leaderboards. This again will keep players hooked in, want to keep playing to be top of a leaderboard. Can help them want to challenge their friends, challenge others worldwide, and yeah. Some key principles. There are about 13, I believe. There are multiple different game genres, which all come with a fan following. You're gonna find every single game genre has a total different kind of group of people compared to people other game genres. Each and every game will have their own subcategory. For example, FPS games requires players to play as if they're in real time, experiencing it as if they were there. But simulation games like Flight Simulator, although yes, they have to they're playing the game as if they're there. They have to kind of play it out a bit more. They're playing the role as a pilot and act as if their screen is the whole cockpit. As you can see down below, I listed all principles and a picture. I believe there may be more here, not too sure. But these are the kind of principles you need to follow for game designing. You got to know. The audience has to know why you're making the game. What's the purpose of it? The client needs to know who you're aiming your game at. Are you aiming it at young kids? Are you aiming it at teenagers? Or are you aiming it at more older adults? Some common features. Just what you're going to include in your game that's going to be common. That could be, I don't know, a character sprite or a collectible. Players are going to want to know if it's first or third person. If players enjoy third person games, they may not want to play your game if it's first person, so they're going to want to know that. Going back to player characters, what are the players going to play? Who are they going to play? AIs, are there going to be any villains? Are there going to be any tutorial guide people that help you along with the game? Sprites itself, we're talking about, like I said earlier, collectibles, just to master the whole game. We're talking about, if you design a tree, that's going to be a sprite. Achievement attainment. Is there going to be any achievements players can obtain? Can they achieve goals? Is there going to be little quests they can take? Maintaining interest, as we talked about on the other slide. Make sure there are challenges included in the game. If there's no challenges, then how are players going to play the game? Interactions. How will the players interact with the game? Again, that could be via AI. Let's say tutorial people or people they can talk to. And then, yeah. So, now going on to my game design, we're going to be talking about some requirements that the client has given us. We have been given a chance to present our video games to adventure games. These are caters for casual video game enthusiasts and are looking for the next IP and enjoyable game. They're looking for our game to be available across all devices, or as many as possible. That will include phone, PC, consoles like Xbox and PS4. As the CEO grew up with games like Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog, they would like us to capture that corner and bring back the nostalgic feel into the games. They want us to bring back the old type of platformer games. They're looking for a game that includes a story, and they want a game with a simple controls that could be just WSD or arrow keys, as well as jump, which would be spacebar. This is just so that players can stay entertained. It's not too hard of controls, and they can hopefully over time master it quite easily. Again, a competitive element is to be included within the game, and as we've mentioned before, this will just make players this will make the game more enjoyable. And as we talked about friends earlier, it can create a streak against friends who can be top of the friend group or the leaderboard. So this is my game design, what has been made. My initial idea was to make a game where a player themselves was locked in an underground room with multiple hallways and other rooms. This was like an underground bunker, and throughout the game, players would have to find little gadgets and pick devices up to help them escape. This could have been something like a power core or just a normal box. But sadly, after an issue I ran into, I lost most of my game content and I had to start over. I didn't have much time to think and go through more ideas, so with a similar idea, I came up with a game where my character has been spawned into one room. There's no longer any different hallways going into different rooms. It's just one room. And by the looks of it, it's a test room with some parkour, making sure they aren't to hit the death blocks. This, obviously, by the name, will kill them and they'll have to start over. At the end, they will have to collect a stone, of which finishes the level, ready for the next one. Relating back to the requirements, I believe I have made a platformer game like Mario or Sonic and match most needs of which they have asked for. The game is a platformer. It's retro. It's getting the nostalgic feel. There are challenges. It's not a hard game, but it's not easy. There's competition in there. There's a scoreboard in there, which we wanted to include, something like a badge or points, like we said. Obviously, we have a collection thing. About my game. So we talked about kind of what it is, but we haven't really gone into context of the actual story about it. But honestly, we don't know ourselves. We were set here. Nobody knows. All we know is that we've been put in this type of testing room, subject 286C. which will be the character that you play as, has to make his way through a room, squeezing his way past the death blocks to collect the point stone. That is the point system we're talking about to complete the level, which is found at the end of the level. As before with all other test subjects, they have not made it to the stone, but we do have high beliefs for this one. With designs, I didn't have much design concepts for my game, as I lost most of my game content before. I just decided to wing it. Whatever came to mind first, I made, and somehow it just all came together. As you can see, this is the character you will be playing, Subject 2860. He's a funky guy. Who wouldn't like him? But yeah, I threw some ideas together. I made some character sprites. I made some map sprites. And I just got on with it. I did not let the loss of my last game content trouble me at all. With monetization, obviously every game kind of wants to make some sort of money, whether it's off people buying their game or whether it's off people just buying additional packs to the game. We're not too sure how we want to do it, but we would like to offer the game on Steam, which is if you don't know what it is, it's a place where you buy games. You can sell games if you're a game developer. Some games will be free, some games will cost a very small price, of which we would like to do, maybe ranging from somewhere like 99p to £2.90, nothing much. We will not want to involve any advertising, as we are pricing the game at not a free cost. And later in development, as we make more levels, we'd like to add DLC packs that maybe could help players play. This could include maybe skins or maybe certain power-ups that they can speedrun the game, which that's where we're talking about leaderboards. Like, let's say a timer leaderboard, how quick they can get through 5 levels or something. But yeah, skin packs, that's about it. Yeah, just DLC packs altogether. We would like to include that. We're not too sure of what, but that's something we will come up with. My unique selling point, just altogether, I think it's unique. We're bringing back the older games into the new games. Normally, you see new games developing, and they're awesome graphics. They're 4K, they're 1080p. You have to run them at 60 FPS or whatever. We want to bring back the feel of the old games that everyone used to, like Sonic, like Mario, that everyone just used to love. Plus, throughout the first month of launch of the game, we would like to bring people in, whether that's veteran gamers, or that's newly developing gamers, if that's what you call them. We'd like to offer them to play our game, and maybe hold some competitions, who can complete the level fastest, and would like to involve some giveaways in these events that could be giving away a game for free to them. Thanks for like coming here, testing it, and all that not. Or it could be some goodie bags, or some of our just content. We don't have any customer feedback right now. This is the form, which we have included. Sadly, we don't have the charts, but thank you for listening. If you'd like to get involved, then stick around.